Hello, guys, and welcome back to the FPL Duo. We are back for another video. This is the team selection video for Double Game Week 37. So we are gonna, go through, our team selection. Essentially, it will also recap Game Week 36. So if you can bring the slides up, Jordan, for Game Week 36, and then we'll move on to Game Week 37 after that.
Yes, sure. Obviously, might have to show it from the website in terms of points, but yeah, we can get those up.
No worries. I'll go with first with my team. Yeah. Just bear with me for one moment, guys. Just let me go on the points. So we'll quickly recap. Obviously, as we did a video on the team selection, the knee jerk stream, we did go through with it anyway, but we'll quickly recap for those that didn't watch that video. So I did end up on 99 points in the end, as I did get a couple more points on the Monday night fixture after Man United's loss to Palace. So in goal, I did have Petrovic, which was quite nice. He did keep a clean sheet. I believe in the end it was the 5-0 win, wasn't it? For Chelsea against West Ham, big win. No clean sheets for Walker and Byrne. Gabriel did pick up a 7-pointer, which was nice. Few returns in the midfield. Son getting a 7-pointer, Saka getting a double-digit return, Gordon and Palmer all returning. So it was pretty nice in the midfield for me. Every single one of my midfielders returning. As you can see, Højlund did come in. As we know, Fernandes did miss the game on Monday Night Football in their loss. So Højlund was the auto sub. Højlund did blank, was very poor in that fixture, and he only came away with 2 points. Isak did score in that game, so he comes with 7 points. And Haaland, as we know, sort of destroyed this game week, getting the 4 goals and the 3 bonus points as my captain, getting the 42 points. So all in all, it was a pretty good game week. But in the end, it was actually a small red arrow of about maybe about 700-800 places. So it's not a massive red in the end, but yeah, it was a bit frustrating, but it is what it is. Obviously, Højlund couldn't get me a return, so it ended up being a slight red. But all in all, I'm still happy. 99 points all out for my team. Jordan, same with you. If you want to bring up your team for game week 36, just quickly recap for us very quickly how your game week went.
Yeah, so just zoom in for you guys to see. And there we go. So yeah, in terms of obviously my team, it wasn't a great game week, but let's start it off because it started off well. Obviously, Leno getting the clean sheet in his game, rewarded with the 6 points. I was quite surprised against Brentford. It was 0-0. I didn't think that result was coming for him. So, but it was nice, obviously, for him to get that clean sheet in terms of goalkeepers. Moving on to the back three. So again, quite a success. Apart from Walker, obviously he blanked 2 points. Wolves did score from Ederson's error. So yeah, no clean sheet for Walker. Otherwise, it would have been the perfect, obviously, defense and goalkeeper in terms of clean sheets. But on the other hand, Reguilon got 8 points. Got yellow card, clean sheet, and the bonus 3. Obviously playing against Leno in that 0-0 draw. And finally in the back defense, Gabriel gets clean sheet and the bonus 1 on top of that in that 3-0 win over Bournemouth. Moving on to the midfield 4. So we've got Gordon on 6 points for his assist and clean sheet. Saka on a 10-pointer again, did really well with the goal he scored, the clean sheet, and the bonus 2 to go with it. Palmer, who was the vice, got 8 points for scoring a goal and getting a clean sheet. And to complete the midfield, we've got Son on 7 points for scoring against Liverpool and one of the goals. So yeah, all round, all returns in the midfield. Up front, obviously Solanke on 2 points. He is the auto sub for obviously Bruno Fernandes, who didn't take part in that Man United fixture against Crystal Palace. And you've got Højlund, who was pretty much non-existent in that fixture with 2. And the captain is Isaac. Even though he did score and get an assist, he did miss a penalty, which was kind of unfortunate, I think, for me in terms of captaincies. But he does end up on the 14 points regardless, so that's all well. Just quickly on the bench, not many sort of returns, only really Branthwaite, who got an assist in that 1-1 draw against Luton and was rewarded with 5 points during that fixture. The rest of my bench pretty much blanked. I think only Areola really got save points from his game where Chelsea won 5-0. But overall, not such a great game week in terms of results. 72 with the -4 that I took. So that's pretty much 68 total points. And here's a red arrow, of course, at 204k. Not really much movement in terms of our rank from that, obviously, this game week. But hopefully we move on to see if it's possible to get a green arrow, because I'm on sort of a consistent red arrow now for the past 3 game weeks. So fingers crossed, double game week 37.
Yeah, so that's game week 36 out the way. That's how we did. We'll also move on to double game week 37, as that's what we're here for. So let me pull up my bus team. So this is what it currently looks like. As you guys know, I am on the bench boost. It's already activated, as you can see from the blue lines. So just quickly go through my team with you guys. So in goal, I do have Petrovic, who has a double game week against Forest and Brighton away. 2 away games for Chelsea. I think Petrovic is probably one of the better goalkeepers to own this week. And I'm interested to see how Chelsea do, because they have picked up a bit of form recently. In the back 3, I'm quite happy with the 3 I'm playing. I think one of the better 3s you can actually have. So Kyle Walker, who's got a double against Fulham and Tottenham. I've got Pedro Porro, another doubler, who's got Burnley and Man City. And I've got Dan Burn, who's got Brighton and Man United. So in terms of the back line, I'm very happy with the way it looks. I've got Man City cover, I've got a Spurs cover, and also Newcastle as well. Into the midfield 5 now. Son, again, I think he's got a good fixture, especially the first one against Burnley at home. So happy to own him for that game, and we'll see what he does against City, but don't expect too much. I've also got Bruno Fernandes, who is currently flagged after he missed Man United's loss on Monday. However, my transfer plans will depend on the news about Fernandes. So hopefully we should hear from Ten Hag tomorrow. If Ten Hag says he's going to miss out the game, then Fernandes will be going out my team. I will come on to who in a sec. But if Fernandes is fit and he's going to play both the games, I'm going to keep him in my team personally. Gordon has got 2 good fixtures, Brighton and Man United. Palmer, again, Nottingham Forest and Brighton for himself as well. So the fixtures are pretty nice for both of those. I think Gordon and Palmer could go big this game week. I've also got Saka against Man United away, which is now a dilemma of my team. Initially, I did want to take Saka out for someone like Foden. I still might do it. But after watching Man United on Monday, maybe keeping Saka at the differential could actually be a good thing, because majority of managers won't own him. And having him against that defense of Man United with a couple of injuries they've got, we could see Saka go big in that game as well. Up front, I've got Haaland and Isak. Haaland again, Fulham and Tottenham away, and Isak's got Brighton and Man United. Again, 2 great fixtures for both. And Haaland's captain, no doubt, no debate. I don't see me switching it anywhere else. On the bench, is where the problem comes now, because as you see, 3 of my bench players I'm not too happy with. Obviously, Kelleher is going to have to get transferred out essentially, because he's not going to start. Alisson's now back from injury. Højlund is a big conundrum in my team as well. Do I take him out? He's got 2 tough games, Arsenal and Newcastle. They are at home, Man United, both the games at Old Trafford, but I have not been impressed with Højlund for weeks now. I just bought him in game week 33, I think it was, or 32, just because I knew he had a double in the future. I really regret not going Jackson, because Jackson's been a much better pick in recent weeks. But as I said, the reason I didn't go Jackson in the first place was because I was tripled up on the wild card with Chelsea, and we know Jackson had the yellow card hanging over him, the suspension. So that's what made me go Højlund. But now I regret that. I will switch Højlund to Jackson. I think I have to weigh it up. Is Højlund to Jackson worth a -4? I think it could be, because I don't see any more than 4 points for Højlund in those 2 games. So I am actually looking at taking a -4 and doing the move. Gabriel is on the bench as well as my bench boost. I'm happy to play him. He's got a nice fixture in 38, so Gabriel's going to stay on my bench boost. And Gusto is the other one who's got Forest and Brighton away. I think I've been unlucky with Gusto. I bought him in a long time ago due to this game week to play him in the double. However, he went and got injured. He's now back from injury. He did play 7 minutes in the last game. However, it's very, very unlikely he's going to start both those games and play 90 minutes in both those matches. So Gusto probably has to go as well. And if Gusto goes to another defender, I can actually bring in Jackson because that will give me the spot, because I've got triple up on Chelsea already. I would have to get rid of Gusto to allow me to do Højlund to Jackson. But again, it's a lot. Okay, I'm not sure I want to take that many hits. But I might have to do it. I may have to take the -8 and just bite the bullet because I had such a good week. I went from 140k all the way to like 30k in game week 34. My team isn't perfect for this week, so maybe I have to take a few hits and I'll see what that does to my rank. But essentially, it's what I'm actually planning right now. So I'll just go on the transfers page and show you guys very quickly. So if Fernandes is fit, Fernandes is going to stay. If I hear Fernandes is injured or is going to miss one of the games, I will transfer Fernandes out to Richarlison. And Richarlison is the one I'm looking at as a Fernandes replacement because I like Richarlison as a low-owned differential, and he's got a nice fixture in game week 38 as well, I believe, against Sheffield. So I'm assuming Fernandes is fit. What I would do is Højlund, which let me know, guys, is it worth taking a hit for Højlund to Jackson? Because they both have doubles. I'm just not convinced with Man United right now, and especially Højlund. He doesn't look like he can get a shot off in a game, let alone score a goal. Then I'm going to take... Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I think in a one-off exception, because I know it's pretty much backwards going with another double and transferring out another double. But I think on this exception, taking out Højlund for a -4 doesn't look such a bad idea. I mean, we've seen the way Man United have played, especially Højlund in games. He's been non-existent, not really showing much goal threat or goal involvement. And on the other hand, you've got Nicholas Jackson, who's shown a lot of it. So yeah, I do agree with the hit bringing Jackson for Højlund, even though they both have a double.
Yeah, it can easily backfire. Højlund could go. I don't really like taking out a doubler for another doubler, but in this scenario, it could actually be worth it because Jackson could go get a 15-pointer. In 2 games, he could score 1 goal and get a couple of assists, gets a 15-pointer, a couple of bonus points, and then Højlund comes with 4 points. And then it would have been worth the hit. But yeah, that's what I am actually looking at the moment. The other transfer would be Gusto would have to go because obviously I'm triple up on Chelsea, so Gusto would have to be moved out. And the defender I'd be looking for, I'm not sure. I could double up with... That's the thing. If I want to bring in Saka. Now, another question is Saka to Foden. Would you do Saka to Foden? Because that's another extra -4. What I'm thinking is avoiding Foden, right, completely, and going double Man City defense and bringing Vardy in. That's a -4 that I don't have to take essentially because I'm going to do Vardy. So that's 4 points, right? And then I'll have to do one more transfer, which would be Kelleher to, let's say, Vicario, the Spurs goalkeeper. That's a -8. So that's what I'm actually lining up right now. So it'd be Jackson, Vardy, and Vicario coming in. If I want to take a -12, which I don't really want to take a -12, I could do Saka for Foden and then do Vardy for, I don't know who now. It could be another doubler. It could even be Livramento. Let's, for argument's sake, if I really want Foden, which I'm not sure, -12 seems like a lot, and I don't know if I want to do it. But essentially, Livramento, I'd get him in as well. That would give me another doubler, and then he's got Brentford away. That would give me, 14 double game week players, I believe, and the only single game week player would be Gabriel. But again, -12, I don't really know if I should take it. So let me know, guys, what you do in my position. So this is what my team looks like currently. Kelleher, he has to go on a bench boost because he doesn't have a fixture. Gusto's probably not going to play 90 minutes. He might get 1 game. And even then, I don't expect him to start. Would you do Saka to Foden? And would you do Højlund to Jackson? Those are the main dilemmas for my team. But yeah, essentially, I'm 100% taking a hit. Whether it's a -8 or a -12 is the question, essentially, and whether I keep my faith in Højlund. Because if I keep my faith in Højlund, then that saves me another -4, and I can just take a minus. Instead of taking a -8, I can get away with a -4 essentially, and just do the defender and goalkeeper, and then just keep Højlund. I don't know if I should do that basically.
Do you think a -8 is worth it for a goalkeeper like Vicario though?
So essentially, with a goalie, that's the thing. It's a debate. It's debatable because you might not keep a clean. I don't think you'll keep a clean sheet against Man City, but it is literally just the Burnley game, isn't it? Where he might get a clean sheet going back to Vicario. I mean, Vicario just one I've considered. It could be someone else. It could be a Man United goalkeeper. I could bring Onana. It was Onana or Vicario, but with the way Onana's playing, the fixtures are quite tough for Onana, Newcastle and Arsenal. That's what's leaning me towards Vicario and hopefully getting a clean sheet against who was it? Burnley, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Because one thing about Vicario as well, he's got a decent fixture in 38, which is Sheffield away, which you could potentially see a clean sheet. So I don't mind playing Vicario in 38 because Petrovic will have Bournemouth at home. So maybe could play him in 38 anyway. So it's just the hits now. -12 seems quite heavy at this stage of the season. But yeah. That's why I'm still not sure to this that what I want to do. But the Højlund one, the Jackson, there's so many players like Foden, Saka, because Saka had a great fixture in Game Week 38 as well. Saka plays Everton. So if I want to take Saka out, is it worth it? Foden, who we know Foden has double and then West Ham. So I might do Saka for Foden as well and just take the -12, But yeah, he could come back to sort of haunt me.
Yeah, it's a difficult one, really. It's gonna come down to the wire, I think, in that deadline stream, what your plan to moves are, because you are in a good position, 32k, so it does get a little bit tedious. Yeah,
it just depends how risky I want to go, because I'm not happy exactly with the way my team looks, but I wouldn't be, obviously, because I've wildcarded, in Game Week 31, so it's always good to bench boost, I think, straight after a wildcard, but the way the Game Week went, I couldn't really do it. But I can't say the free hit. Sorry, I can't say my wildcard didn't work out for me, because my strategy went from 140k all the way down to like 30k. So it's worked so far. It's just if I can get away with this week when a lot of people wildcarded in 35 and set up a better team. But yeah, we'll take a few comments and then we'll see. We'll move on to your plans for Double Gameweek 37, because I want to see what your plans are and if they've changed. We've got a comment here from Dara. Thoughts on moving from Kelleher to Vicario for free this week? And should I take an extra -4 to do Højlund to Jackson? So in your case, Dara, I would do it, because -4 isn't a big hit. Doesn't look as bad. Rather than taking a -8 or a 12, probably do both the moves there. Roman, hi lads, finished on 110 points, but I'm bench boosting this week, and now I've got to decide which transfers to make, because Share, Maguire, and Bruno now, and who to bring in. So a similar situation to me. I think Fabian Schär to Dan Burn. If you don't have Dan Burn, I like the Dan Burn move. Harry Maguire is missing the last couple of games, so Harry Maguire to someone like Pedro Porro, maybe a Vardiol, Man City defender. If you want a single game player, potentially an Arsenal defender. I don't think there's many other options. I think Ben White is a single game player, is decent as well. So those were the ones I'd be going at, unless you've got anyone else, Jordan.
Oh, if you're looking to go really off the radar, maybe for Bruggen from Brighton. But a lot of people won't really go for Brighton assets for obvious reasons. In terms of clean sheets, they haven't had that many, obviously, this season. But if there's a one-off chance they can get one in the double game week, then he would be my pick.
Okay, yeah, but he's a goalkeeper though. But in terms of the defenders, I mean, Dunk is there for Brighton, I guess, if you want to go for Brighton Dunk, defender. I think Share to Romero for me is guaranteed, but Maguire is between Wan-Bissaka or Livramento. But if Bruno is out, which is a big if, I would bring in Gordon 100%. yeah, Gordon, we like the move, and also Richarlison. If you want to go different, if you are chasing a bit, I do think Richarlison is a great pick. We saw against Liverpool, did have a big impact after coming off the bench. He should be starting now in the double. Vicario for a -4, definitely worth it, says FN in regards to my team. And then Yemex also says, Haas, if I were you, I would definitely take the -12 because everyone will have at least 6 doublers in their team. Yeah, you have to tune in, guys, to the deadline stream on Saturday to see what I do, because I'm still not sure whether I should take such a big hit with, essentially 2 game weeks left, because getting a green arrow after a -12 will be difficult, I think. I already got Porro burn without the transfers, and I got triple City attack with Haaland, Foden, and KDB, so I might have to go for Dunk in defense.
I mean, Dunk in defense isn't such a bad thing because he does show some aerial threat for Brighton if they do have corners in that double game week. So yeah, he could be an maybe underlooked potential player to go for in terms of Brighton assets.
What I would do if you've already got that defense, Porro, Burn, and Weather, if you've not got a Man City defender, obviously you've tripled up. What about just bringing in a second Arsenal defender like a Ben White? Because yeah, he doesn't have a double this week, but Ben White does have a double in game week 38. Sorry, not game week 38. He has a good fixture in game week 38. He doesn't have any doubles left, but having double Arsenal defense, I don't think is a bad thing, personally, in the last fixture, because they've kept the most clean sheets. And I don't see many clean sheets from either team, to be fair. Even Man City and Newcastle, they've got decent fixtures, but I just don't see many clean sheets from teams this season. Jordan, moving on to your team then.
Yeah.
Talk us through your bus team for 37 and then also your transfer plans as well.
So yeah, it's a little bit different, obviously, because I'm showing it from FPL.team. So I think it's going to be a bit more clearer in terms, obviously, what I'm going to do. But yeah, here's what my team looks like currently. So in goal, got Ariella, who has Luton at home. Back three of Regulon, who's got Bournemouth away. Double player, game week player Walker, who has Fulham and Tottenham away. And Doubt, who currently has West Ham away. Obviously, that is going to change. But let's move on to the midfield. So all the players in my midfield will double. Gordon, Bruno, Palmer, and Son. With, I'll say, they're pretty nice fixtures. I think Bruno probably has the most toughest ones out of the 4. And currently the captaincy is on Palmer. Again, that is going to change. But yeah, I'm happy with the midfield. It might slightly be template, but I think perhaps that will obviously change. And then for the front 3, it's currently Solanke, who's got Brentford at home, Isaac, who's got a double, and Højlund, who's got a very tough double. So, and obviously I am bench boosting. That is activated. And on that currently is Leno, Saka, Branthwaite, and Gabriel with all single game fixtures. So, moving on to the transfer plans, I do have 6.7 in the bank. I have 1 free transfer. So, the plan is, now this could be a -8. So, what I was thinking of doing is taking out Solanke, first of all, and bringing in Wilson for Newcastle.
The thing with Wilson now, the new news, the injury news. I don't know if you've seen them.
I haven't seen the injury news for Wilson.
Yeah, Wilson could miss the games. So as far as I'm aware, I'm looking at Wilson. I saw the news on Wilson. I know we spoke about on Thursday, but there's been rumors that Wilson is injured. But I've also seen reports that he's in training in some capacity. So again, that could go to the wire with the Wilson stuff.
Right. Okay. Well, that's good to know. Of course. Well, I'll keep an eye on that just in case we hear anything about Wilson's situation on that. But yeah, that obviously might change things come near the deadline. But yeah, I'll carry on with the rest of the plans. So the next transfer was going to be obviously Doughty, and I was thinking of bringing in Pedro Porro, who obviously has a double. Not really the best ideal replacement, but it's probably honestly the best one I could probably have in defense for a double game week player. And obviously that is currently a -4.
Yep.
And obviously the next one was going to take out Saka and bring in De Bruyne. and obviously put De Bruyne on the pitch and take Højlund off, and then go with the midfield 5, and probably captain De Bruyne to be different because I am chasing rank, and in terms of all the other potential assets, I think De Bruyne is probably the best one in my team currently for captaincy worthy. I'll just slap the vice on Palmer just in case. But yeah, that's currently the -8. Obviously, that might change if we hear anything about Fernandes not being fit already.
What if we're told Fernandes is not going to play? Who would you bring in for Fernandes?
For Fernandes, potentially Foden. To triple up on the Man City.
Okay.
It's going to be a popular move, but then it covers me in case Foden goes big.
Yep.
In that game, but that will be a -12. So I'm hoping Fernandes is fine because in your same situation, Huss, it is going to be really hard to get a green arrow when you're taking a -12 to bring these players in.
Yeah, completely. So yeah, only the other thing, obviously, Wilson's a good pick. I think if he's fit, we're gonna have to wait and see with the Wilson news. Because if Wilson is fit, then I could even bring Wilson in. You know, he could be as good as Jackson, if not better than Jackson. I think in this game week. So I think Wilson is a nice differential. I think Wilson and Richarlison are two different sort of players that I like that are low owned.
Yeah, because last game week they both came on substituted off the bench. They both scored without playing that many minutes. So yeah, they do have the potential to obviously go big if they do start obviously from the very beginning of the match and starting 11. But yeah, they are good. Obviously, they're good for coming off the bench as well.
Yeah, and FN is also saying if Fernandes is fine, you can go for Vardiol over Porro and double up on the City defense, which is might be better.
I have thought about that as well, going Guardiola and Walker at the back of the defense.
Yeah, because I'd rather have triple City than majority of the teams because you expect City to win both the games. At least one clean sheet. I think they probably will concede in one of the games, but yeah, having triple City is always probably the best thing to do in a double game week where they play. And Roman says, unless he's guaranteed to be out, I don't know if I can take Bruno out for a -8. Yeah, I agree. I wouldn't be taking out Bruno if he's confirmed he's going to play. I wouldn't remove Bruno personally, even though Man United have been poor. Bruno still has been returning in games, even when the games Man United have been drawing, losing. Bruno somehow, does, if he's on penalties, we know he can get a penalty, and he has also scored a couple of goals from open play. So I wouldn't be taking out Bruno personally if he's fit. For budget reasons, would you rather go Wan-Bissaka or Branthwaite? Obviously, Wan-Bissaka's got a double.
Branthwaite's with Sheffield, which is
I think Branthwaite.
Yeah, I think so as well because Branthwaite does get a couple of attacking
assists here and there, bonus points and things like that. So yeah, I'm pretty keen on just going with Branthwaite.
Yeah, I was going with Branthwaite as well. I've regretted a lot of times when I put Branthwaite on the bench and he's returned for me. So yeah, in that sense, I would probably say go with Branthwaite.
Yeah, no, fair enough. Also, guys, just to remind you, if you are enjoying the content, do smash the like button and also make sure you are subscribed to our channel as well. Comment here from Mr. Blanky, who to offload, Mateta or Højlund? Obviously, Mateta has a single game week and Højlund has a double. I know Højlund's been poor. Man United in general have been poor recently, but I still would think I'd rather keep Højlund personally because it's a double. So yeah, I would offload Mateta, unfortunately, even though Mateta obviously has been in hot form recently.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, the same reasons. It's just that form. The argument between both those players' form is it's one-sided.
Yeah, Palace do have an away fixture against Wolves. So it's not the hardest fixture, but I'd rather back Højlund in a double. And he has 2 home games for Man United. Again, we don't know what Man United is going to turn up, but Arsenal and Newcastle is 2 of the tougher games. And then Man United also have Brighton away in game week 38. So Man United might not win a game for the rest of the season. They are quite tough games, in my opinion, and they'll do well to win in the next 2, I think. But you never know. Man United have done crazy things this season, when we've expected them to lose and they've managed to win. So I wouldn't rule them out completely. And are you not considering moving off Leno in your team? I think, says FN.
I was just going back to my team. If I do move off of Leno, it would be to Petrovic, the Chelsea goalkeeper, if I was to do that. But it all depends on the current situations, injuries, like Bruno Fernandes, obviously Wilson as well. Yeah. Whether I take these hits, because it would be a -16 in the worst case scenario. If I obviously remove Wilson,
that seems like a lot though.
Yeah, that doesn't seem worth it at all. So, in terms of goalkeepers, I probably won't do a goalkeeper transfer for a hit like that magnitude. It's too much.
Roman also says, one last thing from me. Would you rather go Livramento with Trippier back, I think, this weekend, or the centre back, which I think is Kraft? Again, we're going to have to wait for team news, Roman. I recommend tuning in on our deadline stream on Saturday because, again, we have to wait for the press conference. It's very hard to tell what's going to happen with Newcastle's lineup. Hopefully, we do get some insight from Eddie Howe. But Newcastle do play 3 o'clock kickoff on Saturday, so we won't get early info in that sense. But hopefully, some leaks on Twitter or some early team news. Hopefully, we do get some information regarding that. But yeah, Trippier back could be an interesting differential if we know he's going to start both. But I think that's everything from both of us. So we're both lining up -8s, which seems like quite a lot at this stage of the season. Let us know what your plans are, guys. Transfer plans. Are you taking a -8, something like we're doing? Or are you just in a very good position where you don't need to take hits? Let us know, because I feel like a lot of people are planning hits this week because it is a tough game week because there's been a lot of injuries in defense. Gusto, I know he's back, but he was injured for a long time. There's also Fernandes flagged,
Maguire,
Fabian Schär, Maguire, etc. So let us know your plans, guys.
Yeah, because I feel like a lot of people that went early on these transfers, like for example Maguire, I think someone in the chat mentioned before they brought him in early now. They have to take it to bring him out. So that's one good reason why you should wait on these transfers, is because it might mean the difference of taking obviously a hit to a free transfer.
I remember you telling me to bring in KDB, Maguire, and go early, and I'm lucky I didn't do it because obviously Maguire gets an injury now.
Just to miss that price rise. So price rise is not everything, guys, because it can backfire like that.
Yeah, especially when there's such a long break games, and especially when it's a double as well, because European football, anything can happen. I think Maguire's injury was in a training ground anyway, so it's just one of those. But thank you guys for watching. If you've enjoyed it, hit that like button. Make sure you are subscribed, guys. Get us to 2,000 subscribers if you can. So that's it from us. We're back again on Saturday for deadline stream at 10 a.m. Make sure you do tune in. It's going to be a very good one because we're going to take a lot of hits. So it should be interesting to see what we do. But anything else you'd like to add, Jordan?
Just take care, guys. Obviously, tune in for the deadline stream. It will be very exciting. Last double game week of this season, so we're going to make it a big one. So until then, take care. Enjoy the rest of your week, and we'll see you on Saturday.